I'm going to be honest with you. I've tried to record this video probably 5 or 6 times now. And every time I do, I find myself backstepping towards the opposite direction. So I think it's just time to be honest and let you know that the Xbox Series S may not be for you. And it's definitely not for everybody. Let me go ahead and clarify real quick. So about a year ago, a little over a year ago actually, about a year and a half maybe, I picked up a Series S for myself because I'd gotten my shiny new PS5. I'm a huge PlayStation fanboy. And at the end of the day, the PS5 just wasn't that exciting. I had a PS4 Pro, so maybe that's my fault, but it didn't feel worth it having to transfer everything and go through the whole process of disconnecting my PS4 and tearing up my living room setup just to put the PS5 in place. Until maybe I was done with the games I was working on. Because the games I was playing, I did my research, and outside of loading times, the PS5 wasn't going to give me a solid 4K resolution. It wasn't going to give me 120 FPS magically on these PS4 games, right? At the time, I was playing through The Last of Us Part 2. I was playing through God of War. I was playing through Spider-Man. And those games specifically do not gain anything from the PS5, or at least they didn't at the time. I don't know if there's been a patch or anything. But it felt just really cumbersome to sit there and tear everything up and just go through all that. So I put my PS5 aside, I put it on my kitchen counter, and it sat there for a couple weeks. In those couple weeks, I went ahead and ended up with an Xbox Series S. Microsoft had sent me an email saying, hey, it's available at the Microsoft store. So I ordered one. For $300, it was an intriguing purchase, right? $1 for Game Pass, $300. Heck, I spent more on my Switch. I bought my Switch during the pandemic when they were all being scalped. Spent $400 on a Redbox Nintendo Switch. As a matter of fact, the Switch OLED costs more than the Series S. You can find a Series S for $250. Verizon was just having a thing where you could get them for $150. So the value is there. The value is still there, definitely. And if you're looking just for value, if that's your main reason, right? Maybe you don't game that often, or maybe you love to game, but you find yourself mostly playing free-to-play games, just get the Series S. That's an easy answer. You know, if you're a little more intricate with it, we will get into that. But at the end of the day, the Series S is still not for everyone. So let's go ahead and explain that a little further. So while I absolutely love my Xbox Series S, my Series S sits behind my iMac on my desk. As a matter of fact, when I'm done recording this video and editing it and I'm waiting for it to upload and all that stuff, I'll probably be jumping on some Warzone or might play some Fortnite. My sister's over. She loves Fortnite. She plays on her Switch, so I might play with her. But the point is, I will be playing it. And the thing I love about the Series S is that it's so small and compact, and it packs quite a punch, right, for its size. So to have it just sitting behind my desk, 2 monitors, the iMac is an all-in-one device, so I don't have to worry about a computer tower or anything like that. So it's a really simple system to just kind of plug and play. That's what I loved about it. And I loved it so much that I did end up getting a Series X. And the Series X sits in my living room connected to a 4K TV and, you know, all the fancy HDR and all that stuff. But I use both systems very differently. My Series S is for a lot of multiplayer stuff, honestly. Battlefield, Call of Duty, Fortnite, Rocket League, etc. While my Series X, well, its role is whatever big single-player games come to Game Pass. Most recently, I played through High on Life, Hi-Fi Rush, Atomic Heart. Beautiful games. Absolutely would have never touched them if they didn't come to Game Pass. But we're not talking about Game Pass, even though that should be a part of the conversation, if I'm being honest with you. So with my bias pushed aside, right, as much as I do enjoy the Series S, it might not be for you. Especially if you value the premise of 4K resolution, you value the idea of a physical gaming library, or you have a large library of Blu-rays or DVDs. I mean, only the Series X has the disk drive. And mind you, in all of these conversations, we're not discussing the price, right? If you're worried about money to the point where you're stressing between the two systems, either A, don't buy either because maybe you have some bigger problems to solve, but just get the Series S. You know, you will not regret it. However, if you think that you will regret getting the Series S, if you're sitting there wondering, oh, will I regret it? Will I miss it? You know, will I feel like I'm missing out on something? Then you probably will. If you care enough about the 4K, about the solid 120 FPS performance, then obviously the faster, the more storage, right? Having that extra, 300 or so gigabytes that you get with the Series X, it could be a big difference, right? Now, if you're coming from an Xbox One X, get the Series X. I don't see a reason to mess around with anything. If you're coming from an Xbox One S and you have a physical library, get the Series X. If not, if you're okay with Game Pass and most of your games are digital, Series S will be just fine. If you're coming from an Xbox One, VCR Xbox, get the Series S. If you, again, don't have a physical library, if you don't really utilize that disk drive. If you have a PS5 or even a PS4 and you're looking to just play some Xbox games, get the Series S. You don't have to worry about anything, especially with Game Pass. That's how I started. I got my PS5 and Xbox Series S took care of everything. I didn't feel like I was missing out on something. The only reason I bought the Series X at the end of the day was because I wanted a second Xbox. One for my wife to play and one for the kids to play and one to have at my desk. So it just made sense. If I'm gonna buy a second Xbox, might as well get the Series X and really compare the two. I can tell you from personal experience, the Series X is better, but that doesn't mean the Series S isn't good, right? I think there's a weird FOMO or some sort of marketing here that people, maybe not purposefully do, but they push this premise that the Series S is trash compared to the Series X, when that's not the case. I really see it no different than, either way you're buying a Toyota Camry. The car is gonna get you where you need to go, but there's different trim levels. You can get the highest end trim with all the bells and whistles, you're gonna have a good time, might be more fun to drive, gonna be a little more comfortable, sure. But that doesn't mean the base model Camry. I don't know if you've seen the recent Camrys, the brand new ones, they're pretty freaking nice. Still a good car to drive, still a fun car to drive. Definitely would recommend it. So at the end of the day, if you, again, value the things the Series X brings to the table, the disk drive, the extra storage, the 4K, the more capable 120. I know the Series S does 120, but the Series X is going to do 120. The Series S tries to do 120. And that's something that I'm okay with. For example, my monitor supports up to 240 FPS, but I don't really care about getting the most FPS, right? The maximum frames I could get. I'm okay if Warzone performs at 90, 95 FPS. That's still much higher than 60, right? It's still a smoother experience at the end of the day. To kind of answer the question, is the Series S worth it in 2023 right now? Should you buy one? Well, I want to say yes. I want to say it's still worth it. I have friends and family in my life that I recommend the Series S to all the time. But I cannot recommend it to everyone as I was able to just a year ago, because the Series X now exists. I mean, it did before, but now it really does, And if you're just looking for a complementary system to your PlayStation or even your PC, if you game on PC, the Series S is still a good buy. Still a good way to have some TV gaming every now and then. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I know this video was maybe long overdue, to say the least, but I've been trying to get back into this. So to those of you that stayed till the end, I appreciate you a lot. I really hope you know that. We're almost to 1,000 subscribers, which is a huge milestone for the channel. So if you are subscribed already, drop a like. It's that extra step, that extra layer helps me out, helps other people see this video. The algorithm, the way YouTube works, the more likes the video gets, the more it's going to be pushed to other people. Helps me a lot. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. I mean, I talk about Xbox stuff I want to talk about retro stuff, but I might just move that to a different channel at the end of the day. So, anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.